Good morning again, everybody. David here again. I successfully posted my first video vlog. I think it's the right buzzword. Video blog here on YouTube, and as you know, this channel is about dad's rights in relation to divorce issues and the dad's rights to be able to see his children and be a father to his children following a divorce or separation. Now, I want to take it a step further and talk about something very serious and something very, very real. There's already a few postings on YouTube about it, which is good to see, but that's something called Parental Alienation Syndrome, PAS. If you do a Google search on it, you'll find some very good articles about it, and it's basically when a husband and wife separate, and 90% of the cases, and I'm generalising here, the woman will end up with the kids here in Australia, which I believe is just so wrong. Dads have to fight generally to see their own kids. Some women, I'm only generalising here, some women and some men will try and alienate the children against one of the parents, and that's obviously generally the non-custodial parent. And look, that's something that I've experienced firsthand. It's the lowest form of act that you can do, and look, it's very subtle at first. It starts off by going to the children, look, I know you don't like it at your dad's, I know your dad doesn't give you the right food, I know dad doesn't understand you the way that I do. When you come back to my place, I'll give you a present. And talking negatively about everything that dad does. And what you get after a while is you start to get the effect where the child is being brainwashed, that everything relating to their contact time with their father is bad. Now, I've personally experienced this. Phone calls going backwards and forwards between my children and my ex-wife. And those phone calls were, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, dad's taking us to a theme park. Then she would go along the lines of, oh, you sound sick. You sure you should go? Maybe you should stay at home. Look after your sisters. Your sisters don't sound well. Basically, in the end, the child will get off the phone crying. And it's in the language. It's in the fact that the other party will say nothing positively about the children's time with the other parent, and it's a way of effectively trying to further steal or abduct the children. I've faced an extreme example of this, and I've been separated now for 7 or 8 years, and it's very, very real. It's very hurtful, and I know for those other dads out there that have sat up on Christmas Day alone and cried, wanting to be with their kids and knowing that their kids have been taken from them physically and also emotionally, and it's the worst kind of feeling that there is, and it needs to stop. Firstly, our courts need to recognise that parental alienation syndrome is real. It's child abuse. Parents have both have equal rights to have contact time and quality contact time, and I hate that term contact, with their own children. But furthermore, parents have got a responsibility to their children to foster a positive relationship with each other. And look, the reality of it is, in these situations where it happens, there may be a lot of ill feeling. And look, maybe is probably too soft a word. There is a lot of ill feeling going on between the parents. Some of the parents, and sometimes only one of the parents. But it seems that the custodial parent can try and actively destroy any sort of relationship that the child may have with the non-custodial parent, and I totally disagree with that. It's wrong and it's abuse, and look, in my opinion, if it's proven, then the children, the custody situation needs to be seriously reviewed. I've got a friend who lives down the Gold Coast, which is about an hour south of where I am. He's got a daughter. The wife and the daughter moved unexpectedly to Melbourne. He doesn't get to speak to his own children. I was just watching another vlog there of a guy in the States. His wife's moved away. He hasn't spoken to his kids for a year. He tries to ring them. Every time he rings, he gets an answering machine, and of course he just almost choked up there on the video saying that he doesn't even know if his kids are alive. And look, it's true. It's true. And look, I've had people say to me, look, you just should forget about it. Just move on. Just, how can you forget about your children? What sort of parent are you? What sort of father are you where you can just walk away? I can't walk away, and I'm not prepared to walk away, and that's why I'm on here. That I believe that dads and mums are equal, and I believe that children have an equal right to grow up knowing both parents, and they need to grow up in an environment where the parents are legally and whatever restrained from alienating one against the other. Now, in reality, it's going to be very difficult to stop. On my own experience, I've faced a couple of counts of abuse. I've been alleged that I've abused the children. My new wife's sexually abused. I think we're up to about 3 counts now. Of course, all unproven and all untrue. But you get a repetitive behaviour of everything relating to dad is bad, and everything that dad does is not right for you. And so what happens is the child starts believing that. In my situation, I had my ex-wife getting the children to call me David rather than Dad, and this started probably about 3 years ago. And of course, I had to quickly nip it in the bud. And why does this mysteriously happen? It's because she wants them to believe that I am no longer their father. I'm just another person. I had to get court orders to ring my own children on their own birthday, which is just a disgrace. And it's funny, you learn more about people after you separate than you do when you're with them. And I really admire those couples that can sit down, and even though they've got differences, and they might be very, very severe differences, they can still sit down and do what's right for the kids. They deserve a medal, and I don't know why we don't have more people like that in the world. The kids are the #1 priority, and they have to be protected. And parental alienation syndrome is very real. It's affecting so many dads out there. We've got a huge rate of suicide amongst men. Men are being financially destroyed. They're having their children legally abducted from them, and it is that. The kids have been taken. They can't see them. They can't ring them. It's wrong, and this channel on YouTube is about trying to push for change. I believe some American states, the children, when there's a separation, spend a week about it, each parent. And if there's a dog, even the dog goes to each parent. So anyway, I invite your comments, your feedback, and please come on here and link up to me, and let's get some serious momentum happening, because dads are equal parents, and children need their dads.